Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Tuesday morning to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. We are in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals for our NBA 2K22 Road to the NBA Finals Series 1 for the Minnesota Timberwolves. We currently lead the series 1-0 over the Denver Nuggets, and if we win this series, we will advance on to the NBA Finals, and our estimated opponent will probably be the Cleveland Cavaliers. So that's going to be really exciting. I'd like to see a 6 or 7 game series out of the NBA Finals. So without further ado, we'll show you the uniforms and we'll see you at tip-off. Alright, so the Denver Nuggets are going to be wearing their navy blue icon uniforms that says the word Denver in gold. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're going to be wearing their city uniforms for this season, so we'll see you at tip-off. Alright, it is tip-off time here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the Denver Nuggets have won the tip-off. So now Monte Morris is dribbling the ball for the Nuggets. They're going to pass it off to the one and only Nikola Jokic. So Jokic, there's a foul on Jared Vanderbilt for a shooting foul. So now Nikola Jokic goes to the free-throw line for an extra point. So now I'm going to pass it off to Naz Reid, and then some Anthony Edwards passing it off to D'Angelo Russell. And then we're going to use some Malik Beasley for some three-point action today. He knocks that first three down from behind the arc. So now Will Barton, where is he going to go with the basketball? He's actually going to pass it over to Jeff Green. Misses that three. And Jared Vanderbilt has made that rebound, made the layup there that time, so it's now a 5-3 lead. So 92% in field goals for Jared Vanderbilt, 1.5 assists per game. So now it is Aaron Gordon, the former Orlando Magic superstar. He is going to the paint, going to pass it over to Nikola Jokic, gets that in there, so it is tied up 5-5. I'm going to pass it off to Naz Reid. So now Naz Reid is going to dunk that in for two. So it's now 7-5 Minnesota. And now Monte Morris has possession of the basketball. So now D'Angelo Russell picking up that steal, and he is going to dunk that in the paint. So it's now 9-5. Minnesota's off to a good start tonight, it looks like. So Jeff Green's going to pass it off to Will Barton, and then Monte Morris with the possession. He's going to pass it off to Aaron Gordon. So now it is Aaron Gordon. What's he going to do? Going to pass it over to Jeff Green. Knocks down a three. So now that first three-pointer that you saw was pretty much unsuccessful. So we're going to try to shoot a three with Malik Beasley. And I don't know what I was doing there, pressing random buttons. But he missed that three opportunity. So it's now a 10-9 Nuggets lead. So I'm going to pass it off to Beasley. And let's hope we make that three. And he is now 2 for 3 from behind the arc. So it's now 12-10. Monte Morris losing that basketball. So what's he going to do? He's going to dribble it. And D'Angelo Russell picking up that steal. I'm going to pass it off to Beasley. And there is a foul. It's on Monte Morris. It's a shooting foul. So now Malik Beasley misses that first free throw. Will he get it in for the second one? Let's see him find out. Yes, he will. So it's now 13-10 here in Target Center. So now they're going to pass it over to Bryn Forbes, and then JaMychal Green with that dunk for the Nuggets. So he's 7.8 points per game. I'm going to pass it off to Jaden McDaniels. He will get that in there for two. So it's now 15-12. And now it is Denver with the opportunity. So now he's going to try to get this one in for 2 points. So it's now 15-14. Both teams are 86% in field goals today, which is not bad. Patrick Beverley gets that in there for 2 points. So it's now 17-14. Minnesota with 10 points in the paint, while Denver has 6. So now it is Campazzo. He's going to pass to Will Barton, and then Bryn Forbes with that 3 for the Denver Nuggets. So now Jaden McDaniels, he's going to pass it off to Patrick Beverley. I'm going to pass it off to Malik Beasley once at it. He is going to knock down a 3-pointer, so it's now 20-17. So JaMychal Green passes it to a teammate. There is a foul on Malik Beasley. It's a reach-in, so now this gives the Denver Nuggets still the possession of the basketball. So now there's 25 seconds to go on the shot clock, in the quarter, excuse me. Shot clock is no longer available for the first quarter because it's coming to an end. So I'm going to pass it off to Patrick Beverley. He's going to knock down a 3, and it's now going to be 23-19. So this now gives 7 seconds, 6 seconds. What's he going to do? Going to pass it over to Bryn Forbes, and then Will Barton knocking down that 3. This ends the first quarter. All right, it's now 23-22 here in Minneapolis. So now Patrick Beverley, he is actually going to go up, score that in. 4 3-pointers made and 13 points made off of assists. So now it is Bryn Forbes with the possession of the basketball. Where is he going to dribble this to? And now Malik Beasley is going to pick up that steal. And Beasley is going to dunk that in there. So it's now 27-22. I think this is Beasley's first dunk of the game. So now Will Barton with the possession of the basketball. And Taurean Prince making that steal for the Wolves. Going to pass it off to Naz Reid. Once at it, dunks it in. So it's now 29-22. T-Wolves up to a really hot start in today's episode. So they're really not doing bad at all. I mean, they've had 4 3s made in the first quarter. And speaking of 3s, Patrick Beverley's going to drill one from behind the arc. So it's now 32-22. And they're going to pass it over to Will Barton. They're going to pass it over to JaMychal Green. Gets that in there. So now it is Malik Beasley with the possession of the basketball. So now he's going to dribble it out. Gets this in from mid-range, so it's now going to be a Denver Nuggets timeout. We're actually going to take a break. All right, Josh Okogie has picked up a rebound. He's going to pass it over to Naz Reid. So Okogie's going to get that assist there. So it's now 46-32 here at the Target Center. So now Monte Morris, he's going to pass it over to Aaron Gordon. Makes that nice layup in the paint. And, of course, we get a timeout. All right, so it's now 46-34. I'm going to pass it over to Patrick Beverley and then some Anthony Edwards and some action. Going to get that in there, so it's now 48-34. And Jeff Green's going to pass it to Monte Morris. And then Aaron Gordon, he does not want to get to that white line because if he gets to that white line, it's going to be a backcourt violation. So now he drills it from 3, so it's now going to be 48-37. So now Patrick Beverley makes that dunk there, so it's now 50-37. And we're up by 13 points, and we are halfway from scoring 100. So we should score at least 50 some more points at the end of the first half. So 22.7 seconds to go. I'm going to pass it all around, so I'm going to use some Anthony Edwards for 3. Gets it there, so it's now 53-39. So we're up by 14 points at this half. So Monte Morris have possession of the basketball, so it looks like he's going to pass it over to Nikola Jokic, and then Jeff Green, what's he going to do? Going to pass it over to Aaron Gordon. Gets it in there, so it's now 6 seconds remaining. And I'm going to pass it off to AE. And we intercept that off to Jokic. Doesn't make it in for the first half. T-Wolves up by 12. 53-41 is your halftime score, by the way. Malik Beasley with 20 points. He has 5 threes from behind the arc. I'm going to pass it to Beasley. Speaking of him, and he is going to get at least 23 points. He has 23 points as of right now. He just drilled a 3, and Aaron Gordon's going to pass it over to Will Barton. Gets that in there for 2. So now Will Barton, he has 5 points already. So now I'm going to pass it off to Jared Vanderbilt. So it looks like I'm going to try to do a crossover. Gets it in there for 2 points. So it's now 58-43. And Monte Morris has possession of the basketball. So what is he going to do? Is he going to pass it off to a teammate, or will he just simply pass it off to Jokic and then some Jeff Green? And what will Jeff Green do? He's actually going to pass it off to Jokic, and Green will pick up the assist. Jokic gets that in there. So now Jokic and Beasley are both the scoring leaders for both teams today. Beasley with 23 and Jokic with 12. So now this will be Beasley's 25th point of the game. So now he has 13 more than Jokic. So it's a 15-point lead, and Denver takes a timeout. Alright, so now it's 64-50. And now Taurean Prince has possession of the basketball. He's going to get that in there for 2. So it's now 66-50. And now Will Barton has possession of the basketball. He's going to pass it off to Jeff Green. Makes that layup in there. So I'm going to pass it off to Malik Beasley. So now he had 11 threes against the Thunder, I think last week or the week before, because I remember him having 11 threes. So T-Wolves have been an impressive team this year. So now Will Barton, there's a foul on Taurean Prince. It's a reach-in foul. So this means that Jeff Green, what is he going to do? Or maybe it's JaMychal Green. If it's JaMychal Green, it's number 0. That was JaMychal Green that time. So now Will Barton, there's 8 seconds left on the shot clock, or it could be a 24-second violation. So there is a 3 for the Nuggets. So now D'Angelo Russell is going to pass it off to Naz Reid. Gets that in there. There is a foul. It's a shooting foul on Denver. So this means Naz Reid will go to the free-throw line. And it's now going to be 72-55. With only 54 seconds to go. It is Campazzo going to pass it off to Aaron Gordon, losing the basketball. D-Russ going to pass it over. I'm going to use some Naz Reid, and I'm going to use Jaden McDaniels to use that 3 opportunity. Drills it from behind the arc. So it's now 75-55. So Minnesota's up by 20, as you can tell. So now D-Russ making that dunk once added. So it's now going to be 77-55. So Monte Morris, 24 seconds to go. What are they going to do? Get that in there. And there's 22 seconds to go in this third quarter. So now D'Angelo Russell gets that in there. So it's now 79-57. 16 seconds to go for Denver. And it goes out of bounds. Denver still has possession of the basketball. So 12 and a half seconds to go. What are they going to do? They're going to pass it off to Monte Morris. So he's going to do a spin move. And it looks like 7 seconds to go. What are they going to do? Going to pass it over to Jokic, making that dunk. 4 seconds to go. Now it's 3 seconds. Let's see if we can get this in. We make the buzzer beater. So it's now 81-59. Alright, so now Denver has possession. 3:58 to go in the fourth quarter. Monte Morris going to pass it off to Will Barton. So Will Barton's going to pass it off to Aaron Gordon. And now Monte Morris, he's going to get that in there for 2 points. So it's now going to be 81-61. 97 and 93% for both teams today in field goal wise. So that's really good. This is what you want to see in the Western Conference Finals. So now Will Barton going to pass it off to Monte Morris, and Monte Morris picking it back up for the Nuggets. And Monte Morris, I'm guessing, will have the assist. So our bench outscored the Nuggets bench by 11. So I'm going to pass it off to Anthony Edwards, going to knock down a 3 from behind the arc. So it's now going to be 86-63. And D-Ross going to pass it off to Anthony Edwards. So now the Timberwolves are on a really good chance of making the NBA Finals because of their elusive talent throughout beating the Utah Jazz, the Los Angeles Lakers, and will probably beat Denver. So Malik Beasley's going to knock that from downtown behind the arc. So it's now going to be 91-65, 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go. And now it is Beasley. He's going to knock this from 3, gets it in there, and it's now 94-65. 11 steals for the Timberwolves and 20 fast break points. So now it is 96-65. So they're going to pass it over to a teammate, gets that layup in there. So now Jaden McDaniels is going to pass it over to Malik Beasley. So Beasley's going to knock down a 3 for the Timberwolves. So I also have a Nuggets franchise, and I just started that not too long ago. And Beasley's gonna knock down a 3. This will be his 10th one of the night, or 11th one of the night rather. And 1:38 to go. It looks like Nikola Jokic getting that from downtown, so they're trying to catch up here. And Minnesota has made 7 more threes than the Nuggets today. And mainly it's due to the fact that Malik Beasley has been making all them threes happen. So Will Barton with the possession of the basketball. So 1:24 to go. And Will Barton, he is actually going to pass it over and misses that. So now Jaden McDaniels is going to pass it over to D'Angelo Russell. Going to make that nice slam for the T-Wolves. So now we're catching up. And we have the highest probability of winning today's episode. And we'll have to probably make 3 more threes. So this means 3 times 3 does equal 9. And we would probably have 115 points in all. And McDaniels with the 3. So it's now 109-72. I'm not really going to film the rest of the episode just for the time being. After this 3 here, I'm going to try to make a 3 happen with Malik Beasley. Gets that in there. Malik Beasley, 45 points, 2 assists, 3 steals, 12 threes today. And he had a dunk there, so congrats Malik Beasley. He is your player of the game. Patrick Beverley, he had 16 points, 4 assists, 2 steals on the day, 1 dunk. Anthony Edwards, 13 points, 2 assists, 1 steal on the day, 1 dunk as well. Jaden McDaniels, he had 12 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal on the day. Naz Reid with 11 points and an assist. D'Angelo Russell with 10 points, 9 assists, 5 steals on the day, had 3 dunks as well. Nikola Jokic, 20 points, 1 steal. He was 3 for 3 behind the arc. He had a dunk there. Jeff Green, 13 points, 3 assists on the day. Aaron Gordon, 9 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists on the day. Will Barton, 7 points and 5 assists in all. And that wraps it up, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next episode.